Be me 24, barely alive. Wake up in cold sweat again. Sheets clinging to my damp skin. Ceiling fan spins, a blurry circle. Room smells like stale sweat, dust. Morning light stabs through the blinds. Head throbs a dull, heavy pulse. Sit up, spine cracks, bones ache. Look at hands, trembling, scarred knuckles. Phantom pain shoots through left leg. It is still there, unfortunately intact. Drag myself out of the bed. Feet touch the cold, hardwood floor. Walk to bathroom, dragging my feet. Mirror reflects a hollow, gray face. Eyes sunken, rimmed with dark circles. Scar runs down from left cheek. Splash cold water on my face. Water turns pink in the drain. Didn't notice the nosebleed starting again. Wipe it away with dirty towel. Stomach growls, a hollow, empty sound. Ignore it, hunger is a distraction. Open the cabinet, pills spill out. Orange bottles, white caps, endless cycle. Take 2 white ones, dry swallow. Throat constricts, fighting the chemical taste. Stare at the bathtub, stained yellow. Memories flash, screeching tires, breaking glass. Shake head, force the noise away. Not today, cannot handle it today. Step back into the dim hallway. House is silent, suffocatingly quiet now. Dust motes dance in light beams. Every room feels like a museum. Photos on the wall, turned around. Cannot bear to see their faces. Walk to the kitchen, avoid window. Neighbors might see the ghost inside. Piles of unopened mail on counter. Eviction notices mixed with sympathy cards. Pick one up, heavy card stock. Throw it in the overflowing trash. Pour coffee, black, thick like sludge. Hands shake, spilling hot liquid. Scalds my skin, I feel nothing. Sit at the table, chair creaks. 3 empty chairs stare back silently. Silence is loud, ringing in ears. Clock on the wall ticks slowly. Tick-tock, counting away my life. Sun moves across the dusty table. Hours pass, I do not move. Phone rings, piercing the dead air. Let it ring, voicemail picks up. Mother's voice, sobbing, asking for me. Delete the message, without listening fully. Cannot speak to her, not yet. Guilt is a physical weight today. Chest feels crushed, ribs constricting lungs. Need to leave this house soon. Walls are closing in, crushing me. Grab keys, rusted metal bites palm. Open the heavy front door slowly. World outside is too bright, loud. Step onto the porch, wood groans. Neighbor waves, smile drops seeing me. Pull hood up, hide the face. Walk towards the old, gray sedan. Dented bumper, scratched paint, barely running. Get in, smell of old cigarettes. Turn the key, engine coughs, dies. Try again, it roars to life. Grip the steering wheel, knuckles white. Driving is the only thing left. Pull out of the driveway fast. Tires spin on the loose gravel. Road stretches out, gray and endless. No destination, just need to move. Scenery blurs, trees become green walls. Speedometer climbs 50, 60, 70, 80. Engine whines, struggling against the speed. Road curves, muscle memory takes over. Bridge ahead, metal railing gleams ominously. Slow down, heart hammers against ribs. Past the spot, skid marks remain. Black rubber on asphalt, a scar. Breath hitches, vision swims for second. Force eyes forward, grip wheel tighter. Drive until the city fades away. Industrial district, smokestacks, rusted fences. Park behind an abandoned warehouse building. Kill the engine, silence returns instantly. Lean back, head hits the rest. Reach into glove box, fingers find metal. Cold steel of the flask comforts. Unscrew cap, smell of cheap vodka. Take a long burning swig. Liquid fire coats the throat, stomach. Eyes water, cough, take another. Numbness begins to creep in slowly. Shadows lengthen across the cracked dashboard. Sunsets painting sky blood red. Watch the light die, day ends. Night is worse, night brings dreams. Close eyes, wait for the darkness. Sleep comes, dragging me under deep. Dream starts, same as every night. Rain lashes against the windshield glass. Wipers fight a losing battle, rhythmic. Her laugh cuts through the storm. Hands grip leather steering wheel tight. Headlights catch the slick, wet road. Too fast, the speedometer climbs higher. Slow down, she whispers, voice trembling. Ignore the warning. Invincibility feels real. The curve appears from the mist. Tires lose grip on black ice. World tilts sideways. Control is gone. Time slows down to a crawl. Her eyes meet mine, wide open. Fear replaces the joy in them. Impact shakes the very soul apart. Crushing weight of steel traps us. Darkness swallows the scream in throat. Wake up gasping, lungs burning hot. Drenched in cold sweat, shaking violently. Warehouse silence mocks the internal screaming. Heart hammers against ribs like cage. Reach for the flask, empty plastic. Throw it against the concrete wall. Sound echoes, lonely and pathetic noise. Hands tremble, fingers claw at face. Ghost of her scent lingers here. It is just oil and rust. Mind plays cruel tricks in dark. Stumble out of the car door. Cold night air bites exposed skin. Knees hit the dirty, cold floor. Vomit bile onto the dusty ground. Stomach cramps, body rejects the poison. Wipe mouth with dirty, stained sleeve. Tears do not come, ducts dry. Stare at the rusted metal beams. They look like twisted, broken limbs. Shadows dance, mocking my solitude now. Need to move, need to leave. Get back in, key turns ignition. Engine coughs, sputters, then roars life. Drive aimlessly through the sleeping city. Streetlights blur into streaks of orange. Every intersection is a potential grave. Stop at a red light, waiting. Look to the right, seat empty. Hallucination fades, reality crashes back in. Green light, press pedal to floor. Speed is the only real escape. Blur the world until it disappears. Phone buzzes in the cup holder. Ignore it, no one calls me. Screen glows, name flashes, then dies. Just a wrong number or scam. No one knows I am alive. Or maybe they think I died. In a way, maybe I did. Pull onto the highway, lanes open. Sign passes, bridge 5 miles ahead. Stomach drops, bile rises up again. Foot hovers over the brake pedal. Cannot turn back, must go forward. The bridge is the only way. Fate pulls the car like magnet. Tires scream against the cold black asphalt. Wind howls outside like a lost soul. I grip the wheel until knuckles white. She used to hold my hand here. Now only silence fills the empty space. Radio plays static, white noise humming loud. Flashback hits hard, blinding lights in eyes. Screeching brakes tear through the quiet night. Glass shattering like stars falling to earth. Her scream cut short by twisting metal. Shake the dark memory out of head. Focus on the road, the yellow lines. Bridge is close, I can feel it. Cold sweat drips down my pale neck. Speedometer needle climbs higher into the red. Engine roars, demanding more fuel, more speed. World outside is just a black blur. Darkness swallows the car whole, hungry beast. Chest tightens, heart hammers against my ribs. Cannot breathe, air feels heavy like water. Drowning in the guilt of being alive. Why did I survive and she didn't? Question burns in my mind like fire. Phone lights up again, buzzing on seat. Name on screen is hers, impossible nightmare. Stare at the glowing letters in disbelief. Fingers tremble reaching for the plastic device. Pull hand back, fear gripping my throat. It cannot be her, she is gone. Dead and buried 6 feet underground. Dirt covers her beautiful face, her smile. This is just a cruel, sick joke. Or maybe my mind is finally breaking. Throw the phone onto the floor mat. Screen cracks, light flickers and dies out. Darkness returns, absolute and suffocating inside car. Headlights cut through the fog ahead now. Mist swirls like ghosts on the road. Bridge structure looms out of the gray. Steel beams rise like skeletal fingers reaching. River below rushes, black and deep water. Current is strong, washing everything away clean. I remember the sound of the splash. Cold water rushing in, filling our lungs. But that has not happened yet, right? Time feels distorted, looping on itself endlessly. Maybe I never left the water that night. Shake head violently, focus on driving now. Car vibrates, suspension rattling over uneven pavement. Approaching the edge, the barrier is broken. Twisted guardrail still shows the impact scars. Rust covers the metal where paint chipped. It has been years, or maybe minutes. Slow down, tires crunching on loose gravel. Stop the car right at the edge. Headlights beam out into the empty void. Nothing but darkness beyond the cliff face. Silence returns, heavy and thick like fog. Turn off the engine, sudden quiet deafens. Ticking sound of cooling metal fills air. Open the door, step out into cold. Wind bites through my thin, worn shirt. Walk to the edge of the abyss. Look down at the churning water below. Moonlight reflects on the black, oily surface. It looks peaceful, inviting a final rest. Knees weak, I fall to the ground. Gravel digs into my skin, sharp pain. Tears finally come, hot and stinging eyes. Scream into the dark, no one hears. Voice swallowed by the roar of river. Alone with the ghosts of my past. Shadow moves in the corner of eye. Turn head quickly, heart skipping a beat. Figure stands by the car, watching me. Long hair blows in the night wind. Pale dress glows in the moonlight dim. It is her, waiting for me there. Cannot see her face, just the shape. Stand up slowly, legs shaking like leaves. Take a step towards the ghostly figure. She does not move, just stand still. Reach out hand, fingers trembling in air. Whisper her name, voice cracking with grief. Wind carries the sound away from us. She points to the edge, the drop. Understand what she wants me to do. Finish what started that night on bridge. Close the loop, end the pain now. Turn back to the dark, deep water. Take a deep breath, filling lungs tight. Step closer to the edge, toes hanging. One more step is all it takes. Close eyes, feel the wind on face. Lean forward, gravity takes hold of me. Weightless for a second, flying, then falling. Wind rushes past ears, a roaring sound. Water hits hard, cold shock to body. Sinking down into the dark, cold depths. Lungs burn, holding breath for too long. Darkness surrounds me, peaceful and silent now. See a light fading above, surface far. Let go of the breath, bubbles rise. Inhale the water, accept the cold fate. Vision fades to black, heart slows down. Finally together again, in the deep dark. Silence is absolute, no more pain left. Wake up gasping for heavy, cold air. Sheets clinging to skin, soaked in sweat. Heart hammering against ribs like a cage. Silence of the room screams at me. Nightmare of the bridge fades too slowly. Phantom sensation of water fills my throat. Sit up, trembling hands gripping the mattress. Red digital clock stares back, mocking me. 4 a.m, too early, late. Darkness presses in from every empty corner. Reach for the space beside me, empty. Cold sheets where she used to sleep. Fingers brush against nothing but smooth fabric. Recoil as if burned by the void. Drag myself out of the damp bed. Floorboards creak under weight of my existence. Stumble towards the bathroom, avoiding the mirror. Fluorescent light flickers on, buzzing like flies. Skin looks gray, eyes hollow and sunken. Splash cold water on face, shivering violently. Water drips down, mimicking the drowning dream. Stare at the drain, swirling vortex calls. Grip the porcelain sink until knuckles crack. Force the memory down, lock it away. Turn off the light, retreat to darkness. Kitchen is silent, tomb of forgotten meals. Open the fridge, light reveals bare shelves. Grab a bottle, cap cracks open loudly. Liquid burns throat, chasing away the cold. Wander to the window, look at city. Streetlights blur through the rain-streaked glass. World outside is sleeping, oblivious to pain. Press forehead against the cold, hard pain. Condensation forms a halo around my breath. Her face appears in the glass reflection. Blink and she is gone, cruel trick. Turn away, pacing the small living room. Every object here is a loaded weapon. Her book on the table, gathering dust. Coffee mug with the chipped rim remains. Urge to scream rises, stuck in throat. Swallow it down, bitter taste of bile. Collapse onto the couch, springs digging in. Stare at the ceiling, counting the cracks. Shadows dance, forming shapes of the past. Sun will rise soon, bringing no warmth. Another day of pretending to be alive. Check the phone, screen lights up room. No new messages, no one checks anymore. Wallpaper on the screen is still us. Smiling faces from a lifetime ago, strangers. Thumb hovers over the delete button, hesitant. Cannot erase the last proof of happiness. Throw the phone across the room, angry. It lands with a thud on carpet. Silence rushes back in to fill space. Pull the blanket tight, hiding from light. Close eyes, but the bridge is there. Waiting for me, behind the heavy eyelids. Wind howling her name in the dark. Morning light burns my tired eyes. Drag body off the dusty floor. Room smells like stale sweat today. Need to leave this suffocating box. Grab keys from the kitchen counter. Door creaks open, revealing the hallway. Step out into the cold corridor. Neighbor walks by, averting his gaze. He knows the ghost I carry. Walk downstairs, counting every step. Outside air hits like shattered glass. World is too loud, too bright. Car sits waiting under the tree. Engine starts with a violent roar. Drive aimlessly through the gray streets. Every corner holds a jagged memory. Past the cafe we used to love. See a couple laughing inside there. Grip the steering wheel until white. Hatred boils for their innocent joy. Turn away, driving faster down road. City landscape blurs into gray smear. Stop at the liquor store again. Clerk nods, knows my usual order. Bottle feels heavy in my hand. Back in car, crack the seal. Liquid fire burns down my throat. Numbness is the only friend left. Drive towards the edge of town. Road stretches out, empty and long. Turn onto the gravel service road. Dust clouds rise behind the tires. Trees lean in, watching me pass. This path leads to the river, where the water flows dark, deep. Park the car near the bank. Silence here is heavy and thick. Step out onto the crunching gravel. Wind carries the scent of rain. Walk towards the rushing water's edge. Current moves fast, violent and cold. Stare into the black, swirling depths. Reflection looks back, unrecognizable and broken. A stranger wearing my tired face. Throw a stone into the water. Ripples distort the image, shaking it. Sit on the cold, wet ground. Open the bottle for another drink. Sun begins to dip below horizon. Shadows stretch long across the water. Memories play like a broken film. Her laugh echoes in the trees. Turn my head, seeing no one. Just the empty woods standing still. Hallucination feels realer than the ground. Close eyes, feeling her hand there. Warmth against my cold, shaking shoulder. Snap eyes open. Warmth vanishes instantly. Scream into the void, throat raw. No answer comes from the dark. Only the river, rushing endlessly on. Night falls, wrapping world in black. Look up at the steel arch. Rust stains the metal like blood. Climb the maintenance ladder, rung by rung. Wind howls louder at the top. City lights twinkle far in distance. They look like stars from here. But I am miles away now. Legs dangle over the dark abyss. Gravity pulls at my heavy boots. Easy to just let go now. Voice whispers in my ear, soft, telling me it is okay to fall. Grip the railing, knuckles turning white. Not today, cowardice holds me back. Climb down, shaking with pure adrenaline. Back on solid ground, feel sick. Vomit bile onto the wet grass. Body rejects the stress and alcohol. Wipe mouth with dirty sleeve, trembling. Stumble back to the car, exhausted. Key scratches the paint, hand shakes. Fall into the driver's seat, broken. Head rests on the steering wheel. Tears finally come, hot and stinging. Sob until the chest muscles ache. Sleep takes me in the cold. Sun stabs eyes through dirty glass. Body aches from sleeping in car. Cold sweat dries on sticky skin. Taste of bile lingers on tongue. Engine starts with a pathetic cough. Drive back to the empty apartment. Hands grip wheel, knuckles still sore. Traffic flows like a mindless river. Every face looks happy, they lie. Park the car, hiding the shame. Walk upstairs, heavy boots dragging. Unlock door to the silent tomb. Smell of stale pizza and rot. Kick a bottle across the floor. It shatters, glass scatters like stars. Don't bother cleaning, just step over. Bathroom mirror shows a hollow ghost. Eyes are red, sunk deep inside. Splash cold water, shock the system. Shave the stubble, razor nicks skin. Blood mixes with foam, red swirl. Stare at the cut, feeling nothing. Put on the shirt, collar tight. Tie the tie, a silk noose. Grab the bag, leave the cave. Sunlight outside feels like an accusation. People walking dogs, drinking their coffee. They exist in a different reality. Board the train packed with bodies. Smell of sweat and cheap perfume. Stand in corner, shrinking away fast. Arrive at the glass tower prison. Swipe the badge, beep confirms life. Elevator rises, stomach drops like stone. Ding, doors open to gray maze. Sit in cubicle, walls closing in. Computer hums, a low electric scream. Open spreadsheet, numbers blur together fast. Boss walks by, tapping his watch. Good morning, he lies through teeth. Good morning, I lie right back. Fingers type, mind is miles away. Back on the bridge, looking down. Wind roaring in the silent office. Shake head to clear the vision. Keyboard clacking sounds like breaking bones. Phone rings, jolting the frayed nerves. Customer screaming about some meaningless error. Voice sounds like a distant buzzer. Apologize robotically, script on the screen. They hang up, silence is loud. Hands shake, knocking over a pen. Coworker asks if I am okay. Look at her, seeing a skull. Blink hard, face returns to normal. Just tired, the standard deflection used. She nods uncaring, turns away fast. Paranoia creeps in like cold fog. Do they know what I did? Can they smell the bridge rust? Heart beats faster, thumping against ribs. Need to leave, air is thin. Go to bathroom, lock the stall. Sit on toilet, head in hands. Breathe in, breathe out, count 4. Walls are closing in, tile spins. Splash more water, shirt gets wet. Look in mirror, stranger stares back. Who is this broken, sad man? Return to desk, time has stopped. Lunch break, escape to the roof. Light a cigarette, inhale the cancer. Smoke curls up into gray sky. City sprawls out, a concrete tumor. Why did I come down yesterday? The question hangs in the heavy air. Crush the butt under heavy boot. Back to the grind, soul crushing. Hours bleed into a slow death. Sun goes down, darkness returns again. Clock hits 5, freedom feels hollow. Join the exodus of broken men. Walk past the gym, past hope. Turn into the alley, neon sign. Open sign flickers, calling me home. Bell chimes, entering the liquid church. Same clerk, same sad, tired eyes. Grab the handle, vodka this time. Pay with crumpled bills, no words. Bag crinkles, sound of pure relief. Walk faster now, anticipation building up. Apartment dark, just as I left. Lock the door, seal the world. Jacket off, bottle open, pour drink. Liquid fire burns down the throat. Warmth spreads, numbing the sharp edges. Turn on TV, static fills room. Sit on the floor, back against wall. Shadow people dance in the corners. They whisper things I cannot hear. Drink again, drowning the whisper out. This is the only piece left. Bottle is half empty within hour. Room spins like a broken carousel. Stomach churns, rejecting the cheap poison. Crawl to the bathroom, knees dragging. Tiles are cold against burning skin. Retaliate against the porcelain bowl violently. Taste of bile mixes with vodka. Lie there on the dirty floor. Water drips from the leaky faucet. Rhythm mocks the beating of heart. Stand up, trembling like a leaf. Face in mirror is a stranger. Eyes are sunken, red and dead. Splash cold water, shock the system. Stumble back to the living room. Phone buzzes on the dusty table. Screen lights up the dark room. Name flashes, ghost from the past. Ignore the light, let it die. Silence returns, heavier than before now. Music from upstairs bleeds through ceiling. Bass thumps like a dull headache. Grab the bottle, finish the job. Drink until the room stops moving. Pass out on the stained carpet. Dreams are black, void of light. Wake up to loud banging sound. Someone is pounding on the door. Heart hammers against the bruised ribs. Freeze in place, holding breath tight. Open up, a voice screams outside. Panic sets in, cold and sharp. Crawl towards the door, stay low. Peep through the small glass hole. Landlord stands there, face twisted red. Holding a paper, looks like eviction. He pounds again, dust falls down. Stay silent, pretend no one home. He curses loud, kicks the wood. Footsteps retreat down the hallway slowly. Slide down against the door frame. Safe for now, but time runs. Apartment walls feel like closing in. Need air, need to leave now. Grab coat heavy with old sweat. Check pockets for the last cigarettes. Open window, climb on a fire escape. Cold wind hits face like slap. Metal grates rust under heavy boots. City lights flicker in distance, mocking. Climb down into the alley shadows. Rats scurry away into the trash. Walking aimlessly through the dead streets. Streetlights buzz with dying electrical hum. Rain starts falling, cold and gray. Soaks through the jacket in seconds. Shiver uncontrollably, teeth chatter in skull. Neon signs reflect on wet pavement. Red and blue lights blur together. Pass a bar, warm light spills. Laughter inside sounds alien and wrong. Keep head down, avoid eye contact. Shadow stretches long under street lamps. A group of figures stands ahead. Laughter cuts through the silent night. Head down, walk fast, don't look. Hey you, voice calls out loud. Keep walking, heart rate spikes high. Footsteps behind echo on wet pavement. Turn corner, sprint into darkness blindly. Lungs burn with cold, sharp air. Trip over debris, scrape the palms. Scramble up, adrenaline masking the pain. Hide behind a large metal dumpster. Listen to the footsteps pass by. They fade into the night silence. Lean head back against cold metal. Breath creates clouds in freezing air. Hand shakes reaching for the pack. Lighter clicks, flame illuminates the dirt. Inhale smoke, calm the shaking nerves. Look around at this concrete tomb. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Feel like smoke in the wind. Stand up, brush off the filth. Walk towards the bridge over river. Black water moves sluggishly below feet. Lean over the rusty metal railing. Stare into the abyss looking back. Drop the cigarette, watch it fall. Tiny spark extinguished by dark water. Turn away, begin the long walk. Dawn is coming to expose cracks. Gray light bleeds into the sky. Birds start their morning noise complaint. Another day, another cycle of hell. Arrive back at the building entrance. Eviction notice taped to the door. Rip it off, crumble into bowl. Throw it in the overflowing trash. Climb stairs, legs feel like lead. Unlock door, sanctuary of rot returns. Bottle is empty on the floor. Need to sleep, need to forget. Collapse on the mattress, fully clothed. Cracks form shapes of broken roads. Eyes close, darkness takes over finally.